All right, so I want to talk about one super unique thing about Amazon that nobody ever talks about, and it's going to show us a way that we can implement these 8 strategies to gain like Amazon style market share, which might sound a little crazy, it might sound insane, and maybe it is, but I'm telling you, even if you're a small business owner, this is for you. Now, my name is Rob. We own Feedbackwrench, and we do websites and ads and search engine optimization for small businesses. Basically, we use the web to become your best sales employee and keep your sales funnel filled. So go to feedbackwrench.com, like and subscribe if you like this. We talk about how to grow your business, how to grow sales, how to reduce taxes. We kind of hit on a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I want to talk about this one thing about Amazon that nobody talks about. Now, I go onto YouTube and I watch all sorts of documentaries about Amazon and all of the things that they've done that have given them a competitive advantage. And there's one thing that people never talk about. And I think this is quite a bit different than what most pundits and folks talk about. Now, there's some things that Amazon has obviously done since they started in the 90s, right? They're more convenient. They avoided sales tax for a long time. Like I used to work at Best Buy 2004 to 2010. And I remember people coming to Best Buy, they look at things, feel and touch it. And that's what they wanted out of Best Buy. And then they'd leave and they'd order it on Amazon. They wouldn't have to pay sales tax. And when you don't owe a 7% sales tax here in Minnesota on a $1,000 laptop, that's a pretty big deal. So I think that benefited them, but that's not this one thing. Amazon truly has done a good job with their business. And it's not just this one thing that's caused them to succeed, but this one linchpin idea is something that I'm telling you, I don't hear anybody else talk about it. And it's what has caused them to become the absolute most dominant player. And the reason why I think it's really telling is because Walmart, Target, JCPenney and Sears all kind of reactively and a little bit slower reacted to what Amazon was doing. Some people say it would be too late, but that's not what caused Amazon to be so dominant. The reason why Amazon was so dominant was because of one differentiating factor. And then I'm going to explain this a little bit. So the one factor that they had, am I dragging you along? The one thing that they had that nobody else had was they had the Amazon affiliate program. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Amazon affiliate program is, basically, I could sign up to be a partner with Amazon, and they give me little tracking codes for products. And if I were to write an article, like the best camera to use for your whatever, like the top 5 DSLR cameras, and if I were to write an article about that on my website, and if I were to create a hyperlink that pointed to my affiliate link in Amazon, if somebody would have purchased from using that link, I would have earned a commission. So basically, all I have to do is create content, put their link on my site, which points to their website. And if someone makes a purchase after they click on that, I make money, which is pretty sweet. And here's why that's such a big deal. You see, one of the largest factors in Google and Bing and Yahoo's algorithms to determine who shows up highest in search engines is a thing called backlinks. And the principle is if you had a domain like Amazon.com and you had thousands and thousands of websites linking to your site, each one of those are considered a small vote of confidence. So while there was all sorts of innovation happening from Amazon, they benefited from no sales tax and all of these different reasons, the thing that caused them to absolutely be the behemoth was that they had hundreds of thousands of people out on their own websites linking back to Amazon. So Amazon's link authority or page authority or just their domain was seen as one of the most dominant forces out there, and they just won the search engines. And you can do something similar. I'm going to tap on this, how even small businesses can do some really amazing things. Really, there's 5 things that will transform your business big time. But there was 2 things that I think Amazon ultimately did. One, they had all those backlinks, but the reason why they got those backlinks is they aligned bloggers' best interests with their own best interests. And that can be a difficult thing for small businesses to do, so I don't know that that's that relevant. But the idea is if you can abide and win the search engines, you can become kind of the king in your sector. Whether your sector is just like a region and you're an accountant or a bookkeeper, or maybe you're a construction company or remodeling company, maybe you do driveway seal coating or something like that, and you want to make sure that you win your local region, or if there's a niche that you're super dominant in, There are things that you can do now in 2021 and later that will help you rank higher in search engines like Google and Bing and even DuckDuckGo. But the idea is you have to do something kind of similar to what Amazon did. Now, I'm going to hit on, there's 7 things that I want to hit on. I'm going to go really fast. I tell you what, if you want help doing this, I'll just cut to the chase. For a monthly retainer, we help small businesses keep up with their lead generation. Basically, we'll use paid ads. We do SEO. We help you build up a system that will close more deals. So go to feedbackwrench.com, book a free consultation call with me. But let's just dive into 7 things that you can do to take market share kind of in the same fashion that Amazon did. So the number one thing that you should do is, I would say, Google My Business with lots of reviews. So focus on your Google My Business account. What most people forget when it comes to local businesses, contractors, construction companies, home services companies, is that the local search is everything. And local searches, when you type in, let's say, bookkeepers or accountants near me, let me show you this real quick, and I won't spend tons of time on it. But basically what you're going to see if I said accountants near me, there's a couple of things that'll pop up. You have a paid ad right up on top, which we can help you with. And underneath that, you have the local snippet. So accountants near me, tax professionals near me, remodeling companies near me, bathroom remodelers. There are so many different sectors right now that have that local search. If you have local search, you need to work as hard as you possibly can to set up a website and optimize your Google My Business. But then the number one thing is to get tons of reviews. When you have more reviews than everybody else, it shows that you're worthy of trust. It helps you close more business. You eventually will rank higher. And really, you need to work to close like 80% of your business that you do. Now, there's 2 types of reviews that you can get for Google. One is that you would get people that trust you, kind of a character reference, right? So they might not have done business with you, but maybe it's a peer down the road or somebody else that respects you, that you've earned the trust of. And they're just going to say, hey, you know what? I've worked with Rob before. I would highly recommend you check him out. He's a man that's worthy of trust. Their operation is really good. Or it would be somebody that actually did business with you. Now, in order for you to get those reviews, you gotta follow up. You got to ask for them. I would recommend going to your Google My Business account and actually texting people and email people diligently your Google reviews, because nothing will impact your business is based on a local search like that. If you have a local snippet that pops up, if you have this, nothing right now helps more than tons and tons of Google reviews. Like, that's what you have to spend your time doing. So get your Google reviews. We can help you optimize your Google My Business. There's certainly a ton of things that can go wrong, but that's the number one thing to take market share. If you become the 10-ton gorilla in your industry, if you become the company that has the absolute most reviews in your sector, in your region, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to beat it. In fact, if you look here, we did this with my tax and accounting firm, Nuance Financial Tax and Accounting. We have 147 reviews. Now, I'm no longer with them because they pulled some shenanigans, but I tell you what, in fact, if you look here, it says provides accountants for small business. That's because the website has that written on there. You will see your website feeds into your Google My Business. So that's the number one thing that you can do right now to take market share, is you have to become the most dominant player on Google My Business. Now, the second thing that you need to do is you need to have a website that actually closes and conveys trust. Like, the whole idea is that if someone actually clicks on your website or checks you out, they either follow a link from your Google My Business or maybe an advertisement or something, and they land on your website. You need to make darn sure that there's reason for people to trust you. Now, for us, what we do is we try and work on really clear, simple messaging. We put our Google reviews, I have 76 5-star reviews on my website. Not only that, what we're also trying to do is to show our work. So the thing that you can do is to make sure that your website is fast, that it's built for users, that it communicates very clearly what you offer, the problem that you solve, and then provides ample situations where you can either see the work that you've done. Here's some websites that we've built, or you can listen to customers. Here's some customers that I've had. These are testimonials from me. And then you want to make sure that you point people towards your reviews, right? So we have a page just for our reviews. We point that on our website. You should do that too. You have to get a great website, get a custom website, work on your SEO, all those other things. But your website's more important than what you think. If somebody actually learns about your business and then they Google and do a branded search where they actually search your business name like Feedbackwrench or whatever yours is, and they get to your website, it has to actually close. Or if they follow an ad, it does nothing if they get to your website and it's vague, it's unclear, you've really not shown them where you want to bring the relationship. If you miss that, boy, you're out of luck. So go to feedbackwrench.com. We'll help you with your messaging and make sure that it's built to actually rank. The third thing to get market share is get quality backlinks to your website. Now, this is kind of goofy. If you can find relationships and collaborate. Now, we have a collaboration network of other websites that we write and work for. We actually publish on other websites. But if you can get other websites to link to you, and the idea is that if they were writing an article like the tax difference between an LLC and an S Corp on their website, and they were trying to explain that to people so that when they got to their website, they would absolutely know what the difference is. And in that, they were to reference your website and point to either a resource, a subpage that you've made, or your home domain. That is essentially a vote of confidence from that organization. Google, for years, and Bing and Amazon and all the other search engines use backlinks in many different ways to help prioritize what is most relevant for a search query. So you have to take a look at how do you build relationships, how do you collaborate, how do you attract high quality backlinks. It is the most difficult thing to do. It's not simple. It's actually, you have to get into the publication business a little bit. Now we do that for small businesses. Here on my website, we write articles, and when we write articles, here's an article to support. In fact, this will be a link in the description, but this is my 8 strategies. I've got a walkthrough of 8 different strategies that you can use. But if I were to be linking to other websites within my blog posts here, that can send votes of confidence. Right here, I sent a link to Google's Google My Bit, or the actual Google Display Explainer. So I'm explaining Google Display here. But every time I link out to one of these places, that's a small vote of confidence, and Google takes that pretty serious. So that's number 3. So we got Get Your Google My Business, lots of reviews, excellent website that earns trust, quality backlinks to your website. That's the other thing. Don't get spammy stuff. Number 4, you want to get high ranking YouTube videos. You can take massive market share if you get YouTube videos that rank for keywords that matter to you, right? So the idea is that you have to work within your niche or within your very specific industry. And if you get your search engine optimization and your content on point, what you will see is that when people come to YouTube and make a search about whatever it is that you want them to, suddenly you're going to have a whole bunch of people finding your content. YouTube is the second largest search engine out there. And it's a pretty serious deal. In fact, I do a ton on YouTube. I can't remember how many hundreds of videos, but I've got 21,000 subscribers-ish, somewhere in there. I've got about 3,300 views in the last 48 hours. But if you look here, I've got a whole bunch of super optimized videos here. Everything from how to start a bookkeeping, payroll, and tax firm, that people watch on average of 7 minutes and 40 seconds a view. I get 2,300 views a month on that. I've got some political stuff here and there. I've got how to remove a charger door on a GoPro Hero 7. I've got how to share a Google review link. People watch that for about 2 minutes, 1,100 searches per month. Folks, YouTube, and you can't just optimize the title and put the tags in there so that it just looks that way, but if you create actual solutions to queries and problems, if you help people out, particularly in your niche, if you think through what are the things you have to teach people, what are the topics you should hit on. In fact, part of why I'm doing this is because this is what we have to convey first when you enlist us to do this for you, right? So YouTube is huge. And if you can get momentum rolling on YouTube, I'm telling you, you can own an entire niche. And that's huge. So that would be the 4th thing that you would work on, is high ranking YouTube videos. Now, the 5th thing is that you would write articles that rank really high. In fact, as I show you these YouTube videos, here I've got, this is getting 1,000 searches or 1,000 hits a month. I've got all sorts of stuff up here that, LLC versus S Corp. This guy, people watch it for 5 minutes. I get about 2,700 views. I think if that's a month, in the last 28 days, I get 47,000 views a month. And if you take a look at like the engagement here, people watch the videos for on average 3 minutes, which is pretty good. I've got some that are really quick and done with, and some that last longer. I can go to reach and kind of show you that the majority of my views come from YouTube search, and then from there they're external, and of the externals they come from Google search. So of my entire 430,000 impressions, I have about a 4.9% click-through rate. The point is that I'm answering questions in here. In fact, one of my number one things, I've got a playlist here that's how to start a CPA tax and accounting firm, right? I've got the number one searches for me over here are LLC versus S Corp. I have a Bible prophecy one that's actually kind of a funny joke. I'm not trying to do Bible prophecy. I did an SEO optimized video here, and it kind of does that. It's funny. But like QNAP versus Synology, that's a keyword that ranks really high. Well, the point is if it works on YouTube, it also works on your website. And essentially what you'll see if you go to the Search Console, you can dominate your sectors if you work hard to create good content that actually ranks. In fact, I will show you again on my blog here. This is just easiest for me to show. We work on making sure that anything that I need to teach or anything that I need to cover is going to be covered inside of an article that is optimized to actually rank. So SEO for accountants, I want to rank for that. I want accountants to find me. And then here's 5 steps to rank on Google. And in fact, when you get in here, we tell you exactly how many searches a month are happening. What are the best keywords? Like here are the best take action keywords for either organic or paid search. But the idea is by me creating this content, and what you'll notice is that it's authoritative. If you sit and read this, people read this for almost 7 minutes, 8 minutes when they actually get on this page. And over time, this will become a very high ranking article. And I've got a whole bunch of them in here, everything from how to start a CPA firm. And in fact, I'll do some other things where I put a YouTube video on there, and it's really built around a YouTube video. But if you create articles or authoritative written content that's marked up properly, that has outbound links to your sources, you make some graphics so that it looks really cool. What you'll see is that you can take market share because you will start to get traffic. Google will see your website as something that is answering those queries. Google and Bing both take it pretty serious about who do they hand their customers over to, and their customers are, the search people, the people that are searching. And what you'll see is that you need to go in and create articles. This is 8 real lead generation strategies for businesses. We've created icons here. We've got a video in here. We've got a whole bunch of graphics and lists. It's readable. This is a super good resource for accounting websites. And this is a sub website that I use to generate more leads. But that would be the next thing, is you want to write high ranking articles that are meant to actually rank for those keywords because they answer the query. And then when you match that with backlinks to that works really well. The 6th thing that you can do is to build up an email list of engaged people. So the whole idea is that if you're actually communicating and helping a group of people with their whatever they're wrestling through, and you do it through email, that's really powerful, because the thing about email is that it shows up in their inbox. Now, it's easy to get filtered out if you're spammy with it, but we're finding out with social media, Facebook makes it really hard for you to get to people that have even subscribed to you. YouTube can do the same thing. In fact, you can get banned in a lot of these if you say the wrong things, or it could just be as the algorithms change and as they need to drive higher profits, they will tighten up what's called their organic reach, so that even if people are following you and they're engaged with you, the big tech companies make it difficult for people to get to you. But if you have people that love your email and they open your email, that's pretty hard to beat right now. So, building up an email list of engaged people where you're actually adding value, they're actually listening to you, is super powerful. And then the last thing is that if you can get an engaged follower base on social media, the whole idea, I have a whole handful of accountants that love hearing from me. That's part of why I'm making this video. But you can take market share if you've got people tuning into you, but it's very hard to do. It's not an easy thing to do. Entertainment and humor are incredibly hard for most of us. Some of you are really good at it. So that means you have to be super helpful, or you have to find some approach that make people tune in and wait for your content to release. And if you can do that right, you can take tremendous market share. Again, my name is Rob. We have a super cool little firm here. I've got a full-time web designer. His name is Daniel. We've got Heather, my project manager. We've got Byron, my full-time video editor. We've got a couple of writers that work with us. Eventually, we'll be hiring an intern here to help with me. But if you're looking to get your business set up with a sweet website that actually converts, fill your sales funnel with paid search ads, remarketing ads, and just build momentum and then rank in search engines. That's exactly what we do. Go to feedbackwrench.com. We help small guys. We help big guys. We can help your business just about no matter what. Good luck. God bless. And I hope you celebrate here in America. We're coming up on 4th of July in 2021. And I got to just say, I'm so thankful for the liberty that we have, that I get to run my own business. I get to provide jobs for people. I get to add value in other business owners' lives. And there's nothing cooler than being able to go out and keep the fruits of your labor. Boy, I'm so glad that we have a country where I can go out and my city is safe. And I hope that that would be the case for all people, no matter what. So good luck. God bless. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day for us Americans. And even if you're not American, I hope that you have more liberty, freedom, and safety, and less tyranny and authoritarianism. Good job. Good luck.